All right, everybody, you know we're here with the Fuyah magazine, from the underground to the mainstream. You know my story, you know where I done had to come from and get to where I'm at now, but to be sitting right here. You all know on the underground, it's pictured right there, Master Benny the Jet Urquidaz, one of the greatest fighters on this planet. I mean, as a kid, he don't know, but to be having his photos up on my wall, to be collecting his books and emulating the moves that he was doing, to see the cartoon characters that they was creating about him in Japan, to hear him going to Thailand and Japan and beating those people at their own sport. When everybody talk about what's happening in MMA, he is the man that paved the way. Imagine going to Japan and going to Thailand and fighting them guys and not knowing anything. You didn't see no tapes. You just said let's fight. And I don't know what was the theory behind what he did, but to be so courageous and to be so revolutionary, and his first dojo. And I mean, I know he told me things, but to read about it in the magazine, how he had people coming from all over the country, stand in the dojo, kids that was going through struggles, how his family helped kids from all different aspects of California in the slums. Man, he's a hero. They don't make martial artists like him again. I mean, and it's like, that's truly from the heart, man, to be sitting here, to know that because God allowed me to listen to him, that he blessed me with the wealth and the opportunity to be here with you, Mr. Jack. I mean, it's an honor, man. I mean, and I guess, what is it that motivates you to just to have such a passion for the martial arts?
You know, it's just so the audience knows that I come from a background. My father was a professional boxer. My mother was a professional wrestler. There's 9 black belts in my family. There's 4 champions in my family. So when kids had fire trucks at 3, I had boxing gloves.
Okay.
So at the age of 5 years old, I already boxed in puberty division. So it was kind of, I grew up. I really grew up in the art of fighting.
Okay.
But as a kid, the way I was programmed, you know, I come from the streets.
Okay.
I come from the streets. I understand the streets real well.
Yes,
I come from
sir.
the streets, and in this, I had a chance to actually compete in the street with, you know, and there, people were trying to take my head out there because there is no rules, there was nothing.
Yes,
it was just a matter of survival.
Yes, sir.
But in there, at the same time, I learned that there's a lot of emotional stuff going on. I was raised, actually, when I was younger, my father taught me, you know, if you want respect, put fear in people. So I thought that was respect. So I put fear in everybody because I wanted respect.
Okay.
And then I realized it had nothing to do with respect. I would just they were just afraid of me, not because they respect me. And then I started realizing, what's my journey here? What's the really journey on this earth of what am I supposed to be doing here? And I realized that of all the fights that I've had, and it was not, you know, because I fought because I can, but my love for what I do, you know, is teaching. And so people that are watching this and you're listening, believe me, I understand the prosciutto heart. I understand, you know, coming from the other side of the tracks, whether you're coming from the projects and so forth, but I've been there, done that. And so my family's been working with high-risk kids since I can remember.
Okay.
And high-risk kids means, you know what, single-parent kids, they're coming from latch kids that they only come from one parent, and they're out in the street.
Right.
And in this, they have no guidance.
Right.
But I tell you, the power of having a knowing, and there is people care. And for me, I was angry at me.
Right.
Really, that's what made me angry at the whole world, because I was angry at myself. I didn't like me, so I didn't like nobody.
Right.
And in this, it was just my family. But I started to realize, when I started to like who I was, I started to understand that, you know, hey, there is people there that do care. People really that want to help.
Yes, sir.
And this is where my family came in and started helping and working with these kids. But there is heroes out there. And if you only taste bitter, that's all you know. The moment you start to taste honey, now you have choices, because we all have choices. And this is the frame of thinking. Just remember one thing: what controls your mind controls your body, which houses your spirit. So therefore, if you put anger in your head, that's what you see, and that's what comes out of your mouth. But if you put love for what you do in your head, then that's all you see is nothing but love, and that's what comes out of your mouth. The art gives you exactly that. It teaches you not how to live your life, it gives you tools so you can live your life. And so, men that care, and you know, matter of fact, you can see this warrior here. Warrior of a light means that, you know what, he's just sharing his love. Because even if you paid him, and even if you paid me, you're just paying us to do certain things. What we choose to give you our essence for what we love doing. And this is what we're doing. We're sharing our love for what we do. And this is why I'm here interviewing you, because I'm here telling you how I got to where I'm at. And how I got here is just one day at a time. All that matters was today. When I woke up this morning, the first thing that came out of my eyes, came out of my mouth, came to my head was, thank you, God, I have another day that I can be with my loved ones and do what I love doing. But I ask for the courage to do three things. I ask for the courage to be able to ask for forgiveness for somebody that my ego was too blinded that I wouldn't ask for forgiveness because I did something. Or second, to give forgiveness. To give forgiveness for somebody that did you wrong, but yet my ego stopped me and blind me from forgiving. But most important of all, I was able to be able to share and have the courage to be able to share with people, and share freely with something in return, just my gift. So my gift to you that are watching, the viewers that are watching this, you young kids out there, I bleed, I cry, I hurt just like you do. And what made me get to the top is my desire. Because again, whatever you put in your mind, if you got hatred in your mind, that's what you see and that's what comes out of your mind. But if you got love in your mind and in your self-conscious mind, all you see is nothing but love, and all that comes out of your mouth is nothing but love. So stay with that, and I guarantee you, you guys out there, for you guys that are out there that are having a hard time just surviving, I tell you what, people do care about it. I'm one that care about how you are, how you're feeling, how you're thinking, where you're going. And we're one of many. And together, collectively, believe me, there's a lot of us out there. So just think about that.
And you know, sir, what's so awesome is that when you were that kid that was creatively expressing yourself and knocking people out with jump, spin back kicks and making your uniforms and putting, you know, Benny the Jet on the bottom of your pants, and I was a little kid in the projects just trying to like dream and hope and new martial arts was something that felt inside my soul. You were my hero. You were one of the many people from the official karate magazines to the whatever magazines they had you in. You do not realize what your spirit was doing to help me be where I'm at right now. And I guess everything that I do today is to carry on the things that you don't know, that you and so many other guys like you did for me. And I guess that's what I want to do for every kid that's out there. I just want you to believe, man. You know, men cry. That's what we got to realize, you know. And whoever would believe that a kid from the hood would get a chance to be here with his idol, with his hero, with somebody that, you know, I'm sitting there holding a movie that you can go to the street and you show it and people are like, man, that's an awesome movie. And you're sitting there with a man that made everything today possible. So I say to you, man, I mean, because when we talk about struggle, let's stop thinking it's a ghetto thing. Struggle is a human thing. You can be at the highest level, at the lowest level, we all struggle. But as Master Benny said, if we have a passion to love and care and forgive, we can change the world. But first by changing the world from what's inside ourselves. So you have did it for me. And I know I never told you this. I mean, you just do not realize the spirit, my curriculum, the things that I do today, I can always share it back and say, yeah, I got this from Benny the Jet's book, or I got this from Benny the Jet movie, or I got this from what I read in Benny the Jet's magazine. And I know when I look at the UFC today, I know that if it wasn't for you having the courage to go out and express that anger, not on the street, but through, even though it was through a safe haven, but you put your anger and your passion out there, if you wouldn't have did that, we wouldn't be looking at what we see of UFC today. and they need to remember to give back the credit where the credit is due. To a
Appreciate
great warrior like you, sir.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
I appreciate that.
Thank you.
And all you viewers out there, just remember, without love, it goes nowhere.
Thank you, Mr. Daniel.